Hola and buenos dias from Costa Rica, kindergartners. Good morning. It is, I am in La Fortuna in central Costa Rica. Behind me, it's covered in clouds, but you can kind of see the volcano mountain, the Arenal volcano here in Costa Rica. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit more about ants. Remember how I told you there were 3 different kinds of main ants in Costa Rica? Well, the first one that I showed you a video of was the acacia ant and the acacia tree, and they had what kind of relationship? Do you remember what kind of word I used? It's called symbiotic. Who remembers what the word symbiotic means? Put on your thinking cap. Symbiotic means that they depend on one another in order to survive. The second kind of ant that I showed you a video of was the leafcutter ant. And that was the one where I showed you the video. They had all the leaves that they were carrying back to their nests. The workers are primarily female, and they put all of those leaves in their nest to grow mushrooms, which they feed upon. The third kind of ant that they have here in Costa Rica is called the army ant. And I bet you've probably heard of the army ant before. So the big difference between the army ant and the leafcutter ant and the acacia ant is that the army ants always are traveling. They don't build homes underground. They don't build ant mounds. They don't go inside little caves. They are always traveling and going to new places to find new sources of food. The interesting thing about army ants is that they also have a symbiotic. Do you remember what the word symbiotic means? Put on your thinking cap. It means that they depend on, they have a symbiotic relationship, so they're dependent on other animals to help them live, and other animals are dependent on them. In this case, army ants are dependent upon birds, and birds are dependent upon them for their food. So what happens is army ants are always traveling. They're always moving. And I'm going to show you this really cool video of army ants because they all travel together and it looks like just a migration of ants. And what happens is the ants scare other insects, other wildlife, worms and whatnot when they're coming. So they're eating some, but they're scaring them. And what happens is the birds in Costa Rica take advantage of those scared insects and they eat them as they're flying away. So the birds are really dependent on the ants to help them find really big sources of insects and whatnot on the floor. So I'm going to show you those videos. I want to ask you a couple more questions. Do you remember how many species of ants there are? There are over 12,000 species of ants in the world. Where is the one place in the world you won't find ants? Do you remember? Antarctica. That's right, because it's so cold. And how strong are ants? Do you remember how strong ants are? Remember, they can lift 20 to 50 times their own weight. Do you think that you could lift 20 of your friends? That is a lot. Okay, I hope you guys are good. I'm going to see you next week. I'm so excited to come back to the United States. And after this video, Miss Duffy will have a couple more videos to show you with army ants in action. All right. Adios.